Number 10, Aaron. Number 12, Jared Lawrence. Number 24, Jerome Campbell. Number 42, Micah Peter. The Peter's are coached by James Thompson. And now the starters for the Asbury Eagles. Osaka Reversal, presenting number 2, Christian Morgan. Up to the
That's your stuff while you're packing it goodness.
Welcome back here after that introduction you saw in front of you a moment ago. That was C.J. Penny receiving his 1,000 points scored as an Asbury Eagle ball, so congratulations to him. So tonight is kind of all about him, but not really all about him. In fact, I think I'm actually the specialist person here because right next to me, my co-host and awesome commentator for this evening is Sky's the Limit, Kylie Gorby. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing great. I'm excited to be here. Speaking of C.J. Penny, a lot of big expectations for him. He was the KIAC Conference Player of the Year last year. So he's the big man to watch out for tonight.
Big man indeed. He just towers over everyone around him, even on a basketball court, which is saying something quite a bit. Asbury may come into this game as the favored, but they have a lot of work to do against a very fast IU Kokomo. And with that, the first points of the game go to Tyler Smith, putting in 2 off the glass. Brought up court quickly. Ball's given into the hands there of Campbell. Checks his options, goes right side. Nupp on the ball. Teeter trying to find space around the outside. The ball still being forced around the perimeter. C.J. Penny on defense. Quick turn and shot up. Collected by Pierre, but that was just time limit. Shot clock ran out, and Asbury's going to keep the possession here.
Great defensive pressure by the Eagles.
Done a great job forcing them, not allowing space inside the lane, and now they're going to come down the other direction. Morgan on ball, hands it to Penny. Gilbert looking for space. Morgan jumper from just outside the lane, no good, in and out. Ball brought the other direction by Campbell. Nupp covering on the defense on this side. Penny trying to look to burrow his way to the 2, and it goes up and no good, but man, just taken right out of the hands of the defense. Tyler Smith making his presence known already. 2 quick shots, 2 quick baskets. He is the current scoring leader to put Asbury on top 4-0. 2 minutes gone so far in this one. Asbury enjoying a slight lead. Kokomo still looking for their opportunity, and yet again Smith going coast to coast, puts it up left hand, awkwardly unable to get it to fall, and you can see the smile on his face of embarrassment on that. Teeter moving left side, sees a spot, checks it baseline underneath. Penny goes for the steal, misses the ball, and Pierre is able to put down an easy 2. Lamb trying to find his opening underneath, loses the handle. Brings it back out, slows it down around the perimeter with Gilbert. He decides to take a 3, and no good, rims out. Into the hands of Campbell. Campbell trying to check inside. Goes up top, Penny goes for the ball, this time just gets the tag into the man, and the ball's going to be checked out here for IU Kokomo.
Penny's going to have to be careful on the defensive end. Kokomo clearly has a big inside presence, and Penny is the only height that the Eagles have.
Exactly, the only height. You see how they keep baiting him to jump after that ball on the inside. You're completely right. See, now he's just going to give him the space from the outside to shoot that, and it goes completely off target, not hitting anything. Kokomo finally gets the rebound, tosses it back. Tough three-point shot, no good for Teeter. It's going the other direction in the hands of Morgan. He goes up, nice up and under with the right hand to make it 2 more. Ball moved up the right side. Campbell on point, calling out directions. Powell on the pass goes a little bit errant, but somehow they're able to take it up, so Powell's going to take the inbound this time as well. Even though it's just the opening few minutes of the game, this one already feels like more of a slugfest. Not exactly a speed race. Good short jumper for Campbell that time. Gilbert hands it to Penny at the 3-line. Happy to hand it right back. Lamb thinks about a shot, backs out of it. Goes to Gilbert on the edge. Smith, great move to find space and Penny inside, but it's just unlucky, goes off his hands and out of bounds.
Kokomo's doing a great job of keeping Penny pushed out. They're fronting him, immediately collapsing on with 2 players whenever he touches the ball. Exactly.
They know where this offense gets its bread and butter from, and they're going to make sure that it stays out. Campbell on the choice around the outside. Deep 3 makes it. That was a great basket by Campbell there, and somehow Kokomo finds itself on top 7-6 in the early going. Morgan to Penny. Smith. Another pick outside. Penny gets it and promptly tosses it out to the 3. Shot is no good, but foul upcoming. Foul on Lawrence. That'll be his first, and first for the team as well. And that foul shot is good. Another foul shot goes in. This time Kokomo has a quick transition to beat the press. And it looks like it didn't even happen that time. A lot of quick passing around the outside, looking for space, and a great move to get to the inside and hoop for Campbell.
The Eagles are going to have to find somebody who can defend Campbell. Campbell's came off to a great start here.
Exactly. Campbell is off to a very quick start. And now we have a good moment here from our sideline reporter, Matt. He's going to tell us all about CJ Penny and why this is a special night for him. Great, thanks very much, Matt, for joining us with that. I do appreciate it. It's good to learn more about that and always encourage our Asbury All-Stars here on the air. Pick it up here with another drive. Kokomo working it down, pass and go down the court. Campbell opens up his opportunity. Right back to Campbell. And that looks like a moving pick that time by Micah Peer. He's got a great presence, a lot of movement on the outside, but that time he just gets caught shaking his legs. You know, I really like that defensive assignment that time. I know they switched off, but for Tyler Smith to take over on Campbell, I think he's a lot quicker defender than Lamb is.
Smith is a very huge energy player.
That's a great way to put it. Very much a spark plug, just like you on the women's team. So.
Thank you.
Good movement by Lamb on the inside. Way to get low to the ground, but he is just not able to put the ball over the top of the rim. Ball tossed to the inside. Open three-point shot goes in. Why not? Kyle Lamb coming up a little bit late on the defense, and anytime you're late covering Lawrence, he's going to make you pay. Henderson. Good movement by Torian. CJ Penny goes for the lay-in, and his hand gets caught along the way. It was a great effort by the big man. Pierre picks up his second quick foul here in about just as many minutes. It looks like he's going to catch an early breather on the break. First shot, no good for him. So you've seen these two teams do it early. What are you thinking right now as a coach?
Well, the Eagles are coming out very aggressive on the offensive end, which I like. You have Kyle Lamb, who's the leading scorer for the Eagles, who is very offensive-minded. And you have C.J. Penny, who's a huge inside presence. But Kokomo has an inside presence to match that tonight. The Eagles are coming out in this zone press, trying to slow down Kokomo. But Kokomo so far has been handling it with ease. The Eagles are going to have to press on with the defensive energy.
Exactly. Energy, energy, energy all over the floor. And you see right there a great three-point shot from the outside by Lawrence. And once again, he's been left alone. This defense is not getting there quick enough. They're watching a lot of these things from the inside.
Very slow rotations by the Eagles.
Exactly. Henderson on point. Looks for the open man underneath. Jefferson. Back to Henderson. Lamb takes a move. Shakes. Gets it rimmed out again. He is not having very much luck in the easy going here. Trying to make it fall. Campbell on point, making some magic happen.
Treat him like a guard, but you may have to post.
And a foul called away from the ball. Torian a little bit too handsy on the defense.
Torian and Henderson are two players that we are just now seeing here in the spring semester. Torian just became eligible, and then Henderson is a transfer from Morehead State, so excited to see what he can do.
Exactly. Got a lot of new players on the roster, and as much as we don't know what to expect, the other team just doesn't know what to expect as well. Another quick foul, this time by Henderson.
Close called game by the officials.
Very much so. They were quite enthusiastic, actually, with the interview before the game. They came up, introduced themselves, and wanted to know if they could borrow our monitors for instant replay in case they wanted to make another call. So they're very excited to be out here and ready to call anything that could happen. And another good shot from just inside the lane, this time by Nupp, right over the head of Lamb as he was tight on the defense. Jefferson comes close. Good spin move, loses the handle out of bounds. Someone forgot to tell them they covered the ball in grease for that one.
The Eagles need to focus in on the little things right now. Taking care of the ball, making the extra pass, making the proper closeout.
Exactly, especially them being a team that normally likes to run fast. It feels like the game is going too fast for them. Not something you see very often. Another shot from outside, no good. This time Penny comes down with the rebound, brings it up court himself, points directing traffic. Takes it to Henderson, gives it to Torian. Back around the outside, Lamb finds an opening. Right hand off the glass, no good yet again. This time he's gonna go to the line though, fouled on the way up. Lawrence picks up his second foul of the game.
Lamb's almost an 80% free throw shooter, so a great person to be sending to the line.
If there's anybody you want there, it'd definitely be him. First shot's no good. Got to say, for being the leading scorer, I remember the last game I saw, he also was incredibly slow to start the first half. Came back in the second half with a terror, but I'm not sure where his focus is, at least right now.
He usually does a great job of regrouping.
That is a good thing. A lot of mental fortitude to be able to do that one.
But right now, while Lamb is not hot, somebody else is going to have to step up and take on that role.
I don't know. I always think it depends on who you ask if someone is hot or not. A lot of trouble getting it up half court, and that is the violation of not being able to get it up in time. Ball's going to go over to the Eagles.
The defense we've been waiting to see from the Eagles.
Exactly. You called it. There's the first time out of the game. And this just feels incredibly closer. If you're just joining us and seeing the score, Asbury is down by 2 to IU Kokomo, 15-17. Trying to figure out some things right now. We talked about the speed of the game. You talked about the presence, the rotations going through. But if you're the coach, what are you trying to tell your guys right now? How are they getting back into this one?
Well, right now, I definitely don't think they're out of the game. It's a close-knit game. But the Eagles are not focusing in on the little things. They're making poor closeouts. They're not making rotations. They're all ready to, go and push forward on the offensive end. Offense will win games, but defense is what's going to win the big games.
You could trademark that sentence, and that was quite official, I got to tell you. Looking at the scoring sheet, nobody's in double figures yet, but Campbell has a hefty lead, sitting on 7 points for the Cougars. Seems like every play goes through him. Good movement around the perimeter. Lamb looking for open space. Torian, beautiful shot outside, unable to get it to fall, but it is put right back by Jefferson. Good lay-in. And with that, the game's tied up at 17.
Jefferson has been a great role player for the Eagles all season. He's a great inside presence defensively, and he battles for boards.
And that's a bit of a travel coming out of that one. 10:38 left in the first half. It's almost all even on every category, statistically speaking, so far. The only difference is that there's just been slightly more effective free throws because Kokomo has actually had free throws go in for them so far.
We see Timmy Bradshaw entering the game early here in the first half. Bradshaw only averages about 7 minutes per game, but he is an excellent three-point shooter.
Exactly, so they're already expecting this one to be decided more on the out of the perimeter than inside the lane. Definitely a coaching decision right there.
Kokomo is playing a great zone, really packing it inside.
Forcing that outside shot, and there is Lamb, exactly like what you were talking about. Takes a minute, regroups, warms up, and forcing those outside shots. And as long as you have good three-point shooters, you can take advantage.
Lamb's actually shooting a slightly higher percentage from the three-point line than he is from the field this season.
That is definitely something you don't see very often, unless you're playing for the Golden State Warriors right now. And here's Lamb trying to do a tough defensive assignment with Campbell, keeping him outside. And that one goes out of bounds, coming the other direction. Asbury's going to take over. Substitution, Morgan coming in, giving Lamb a breather. .940 remaining here in the first half. Asbury finally has a lead up to 3, 20-17. Going right side, pulls it back. Morgan finding an opening. Takes a fake three. CJ Penny on the perimeter. And that one's just intercepted easily right in the hands of Campbell. He's going to take it himself, but quickly slapped away by Smith. His hands were quicker than a magician at a magic show. That was quite good numbers.
We see Gilbert entering the game again. Gilbert being the main point guard for the team this season. He really keeps the team in line. Things just seem to flow better when he's out there.
Absolutely. That's a great way to explain his presence on the court and how they definitely need him out there more than anything else.
As a point guard, I can say that Gilbert is one of the truest point guards I've seen.
So he's good on the dribble. He finds the open spaces. He always knows where the assist needs to go. Good double team there by CJ Penny coming in to help out Smith. It's a swarming defense. Whatever the coach just said, it is helping That pass is intercepted, yet somehow ends up back in Gilbert's hand. Good fake. The 3 shot, no good from the corner, this time by Bradshaw. Ball's going the other direction by Campbell. Almost hands it off. Little presence underneath. And Penny goes for the slap and ends up getting a fistful of hand right there. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. And Stephen Calhoun, first action of the evening, stepping up to the free throw line for 2 shots of his own. First shot's off target. And misses both. But the rebound stays with Kokomo, so they've got new life and vigor, excitement for this side of the game. And good movement all on the baseline, loses the handle. Teeter gets it back somehow. Tries a deep 3 off the back of the rim into the waiting hands of Gilbert. Brings it up court. Thinks about a pass, ends up going for it with Morgan. Tries a baseline jumper. Penny collects it and hands it off to Bradshaw. 3 off target from outside. Campbell taking care of business. Thank you very much. Add 2 more to his total.
Campbell matching his season average of 9 points right now.
Unbelievable. You never think his average was that low. You think definitely in the 20s with this kind of an outburst so far.
Playing with a lot of confidence.
Absolutely. Penny just unable to capture the rebound or the shot, but man, he was able to get there easily, just blowing right through the defense of the freshman Calhoun. That's definitely a significant matchup underneath and pay more attention to as the game goes on. Penny on the rebound. Deep 3. Yes, sir. Gilbert puts that one away. Helps Asbury's lead expand 23-19.
Gilbert also with an excellent 3-point percentage, sitting at 44% right now in the season.
And there's another shot, this time by Campbell. And you talk about good 3-point shooting, especially by Gilbert. You got to talk about last game, and that was something to be heard of right at the buzzer almost. He just took care of business, took it down, handed it off to him, and, well, the rest, as they say, is history. Quite impressive. If you want to see the replay of that one, feel free to check out AsburyEagles.com. We got the full game up there on the YouTube channel.
After talking to some of the guys after that game against Rio, they said that going into the timeout, Gilbert actually came over to them and said, "Give it to me, I'm going to make this shot," and that he did.
Now that is some gusto right there. If you can name it, claim it, and take care of business, that's just, might as well put that on your business card. Here comes Campbell, over across the middle. Handoff to Teeter, takes a really tough off-balance shot, not able to come down with it, so the rebound goes into Bradshaw's hand and is worked up court to Gilbert. Calls out the play, directs traffic a little bit. Lamb has an opening, hands back. Gilbert, another deep 3, same spot as before, unable to come down with it. Wow, that's how you knock down a 3, Bradshaw.
Bradshaw's not going to miss too many 3-pointers. Like I said earlier, he's only averaging 7 minutes a game, and he's shooting 48% from the 3-point line. And that is his 14th 3-pointer on the season.
That is some unbelievable numbers from beyond the arc. Good drive on the inside, finally runs into a wall. No good. CJ Penny with the block. That was a very tough shot. He's taking his time getting up. Other end of the court. 3 off target. Looks like CJ Penny took a finger to the eye, and that's why he's a little slow going and squinting to try to see where the defense is. Teeter fakes a shot, takes a step inside. No good. Rebound into the hands of Bradshaw. Tough pass, somehow recovered by Morgan. Sure. Bradshaw, I'd say it with more surprise, but I'm not surprised. The man does some damage.
When Bradshaw gets hot, there's no stopping him.
Exactly. He is on fire right now. Bradshaw comes over to play help defense, leaves his man open, and Teeter's going to make him pay for that one with a 3-point from the corner. Asbury, even though this game feels super close, they're only up by 8, 32-24, with just about 4:18 remaining in the game. Fake shot from the corner. He basically just gets mugged back there with a triple team, and somehow he's still able to not turn the ball over. Instead, he's going to be going to the free throw line. And you can see on the replay, I think the Kokomo player just needed to be held for a little while, trying to jump into his arms possibly.
Bradshaw is definitely stepping up to the plate. The offense started off slow. Coach gave him a chance, and he's made the most of his minutes.
Exactly. That's exactly what you want to see for someone coming off the bench, a 6-man type role. He's making the coach proud. He made that decision. Good job at Coach Chefs.
Well, Bradshaw has only played in 11 games this season, this being the 12th, actually. And it's amazing the way he's able to just step up and take over.
Especially for being just a sophomore. It's incredible. There's a lot of gumption in him. That one's good as well. With that, Asbury opens up an 11-point advantage, 35-24 with 4:14 remaining here in the first half of action. Wow, unbelievable.
The Eagles need to finish this half out strong. IU Kokomo is only 6-14 on the season and 1-5 in the conference, but the Eagles have been giving them some hope that they can compete.
Absolutely. When it comes down to the records, especially, this Kokomo is not very good when they're away from their home floor. Only winning 3 of their past 10 games away from home. Now, you did mention also a little bit earlier about how many of these players are doing significantly great from beyond the arc. And also watching the women's game earlier, it seemed like every shot from three-point land was going in, or at least half of them. What kind of things as a player really help you get better from beyond that?
Well, I believe the key thing to making three-pointers is the offensive movement. When the ball goes in and the ball comes out, that causes the defense to collapse, and it opens up your area to take a shot. And the biggest thing with shooting, I've always been told, I've always said, is just having that confidence that you're going to knock down the shot.
Absolutely. Confidence plays its part so very well in a game like this, especially when it's close and you have a lot of quick turnaround and action. If you're able to have that confidence for one person, normally it spreads throughout your team, and that's exactly what you want.
And especially in this game, we see that IU Kokomo is dropping down into the zone. They're collapsing the middle. The Eagles have to have quick ball movement to get these open shots. We see a lot of just one pass and kind of playing with it a little bit. When they have had good movement, when they've gone inside and out, they've been efficient.
Absolutely. That's the best way to describe it, efficiency because of speed. And that's really good because this team has a lot of speed on its roster with tons of guards being able to get quick and get around. There's Campbell again looking for space. This time he's being covered by Smith. And just outstepping the coverage there is Lamb. Somehow the rebound falls to him, though, through a jumble of bodies. Bradshaw looking for the open three, passes up to Penny, and ball comes out to Gilbert. He's just going to reset things and make sure everyone's on the same page before moving forward.
We see it, IU Kokomo has matched up here. They're playing man-to-man now. They came out of that zone as the Eagles have started to hit some outside shots.
Exactly, 5 left on the shot clock, and Smith just sinks that one, making it look easy. 3 minutes remaining here in the first half. Asbury out to 13-point lead, the largest of the game so far. Coach for the Cougars calls out plays, and everyone pays attention. Here comes Campbell looking for the pick. Gets it, takes it himself. Worked around the perimeter. Finds the open man all the way on the corner. No good. Penny cleans up afterwards.
Kokomo with great offensive movement, just unable to finish.
Absolutely. You mentioned about the passing outside and how that puts a defense off balance, and that's exactly what they just did. There's the new play. CJ Penny, good left-hand spin, and wow. Kokomo has the height to stick with him, but they just don't have the thickness of bodies. They're definitely getting pushed around out there. Nupp brings this one, hands it off to Campbell. To Nupp in the corner. And the errant pass goes out of bounds. The Eagles take over, making massive substitutions.
The Kokomo Cougars are starting to lose their composure here as the Eagles are applying the pressure and picking up the pace of the game.
Absolutely. These two games, this first part of the half here has been super close. It's been tight, but as soon as the crack started opening, it kept expanding, like you just mentioned. It's something that you can see in a very difference of coaching ability here. Will Schaus brings a lot to the table because he's been a player, he's been an assistant, both at Asbury as a player and assistant, but then he took over a Cincinnati Christian program that needed a lot of help before coming back here to Asbury. He's in his 7th season now, and that kind of stability, that kind of expertise and experience really does a good job.
The Eagles have a really special thing going on here. They have great teamwork. They're all very close-knit, and I know from the guys that I've talked to, they all really respect Coach Schaus and really look up to him, and he's more than just a coach to them.
Absolutely. Always a good family type feel and a friend. It's not just terms they toss to sound nice. It's really positive experiences.
They want to play hard for each other, and they want to play hard for their coach. And great things can happen when you do that.
Absolutely. Good things like that play right there. Ball going off the back, and it's getting rebounded in the hands of Morgan. He takes it coast to coast. Lamb looking for help. He's double teamed and just gets stripped of the ball. Campbell is on a race to the finish. Morgan does an excellent job slapping that one away, but somehow there was a foul. Morgan picks up his first. 43 seconds remaining here. Asbury out to 14-point advantage, 41-27 as Campbell steps up to the line. First shot off target. Now we talked about one side of the court here, Coach Will Schaus. On the other side, we have Jace Thompson. He's done a lot of good work. He actually started the basketball athletic program here for IU Kokomo. And it's a lot of work to just start from scratch.
It's very difficult because when you begin that recruiting process, you're bringing in all freshmen because most upperclassmen, they've already have a home, and there's not many that are willing to transfer into an institution that's just beginning. So he's really made the most out of what he has.
Absolutely. He's a hard worker, and he definitely puts in a lot of time and effort on these projects. Great shot there by Smith to take the lay-in, and Andy's going to go to the line for one.
You look at their roster, and you see 10 underclassmen. So a very young lineup that you could see a lot of potential with in upcoming years.
Absolutely. Just two seniors actually on the roster, and those are two of the original characters that he brought in on that freshman team. So this is kind of a passing of the torch season for them as we wind down with 12 seconds here left on the clock. The shot clock's not even on anymore. Good defense here, keeping him out at bay, and if it was going to end up in anyone's hands, there it is underneath. And that is the end of the first half. Asbury 44, IU Kokomo 29. Felt a lot closer than that halftime score really indicates. And for you, what's going to happen here at halftime for both teams?
Well, the Eagles have to stay focused. They came out, it was a very close game. The Eagles were not doing the small things. They came out very aggressive after Coach, kind of pulled out some substitutions there. And we saw Timmy Bradshaw step up huge for the Eagles. The Eagles have to stay focused, and they have to come out in the second half with the same intensity that they finished the first half with. Absolutely,
intensity all the way. And if you want to talk about intensity, well, we got our man Matt on the sideline with someone very intense indeed.
Thank you all very much. I'm here with sophomore forward Tyler Smith. Tyler, you got 10 points in the game so far. How are you able to find your buckets so easily?
They're pressuring us up real high, and Coach always said if they press you up high, then go right around your man.
Now, I know one thing that's real big for you is defense, and you're able to get around and help out on help defense, get a couple steals. Why is defense such a big part of y'all game as a team?
It's a pride thing. You got to take pride in the defensive end and rebounding. Can't let your man score.
All right, thank you very much. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Back to you, Aaron.
Thanks so much, Matt. We appreciate it. It's always good to hear from some of the great players that have, honestly, he's one of my MVPs from the first half. He's done a great job. Another player that sticks out from the other side of the floor is Campbell. Just all over the place for IU Kokomo. He's done an excellent job, offense, defense, getting in, getting rebounds, and also making a lot of shots. He actually leads that first half with 11 points himself. That ties him with Smith, actually, for the lead on the game so far. What players for you officially stood out so far?
Well, again, I can't help but to mention Campbell again. Not only is Campbell leading Kokomo in points, but he's also leading them in rebounds. And for a man who is only 6 foot, a small guard, 4 rebounds is great for a half. He's on pace for a great game. And you can tell that he is kind of the leader of the team. He really runs the court. He keeps things flowing nicely. And they're going to have to look to him a lot more in the second half if they want to get back in this ball game.
Exactly. Second half is upcoming, and that is what the coaches are talking about right now. Coming up, we got a few highlights for you. We want to remind you, if you're checking us out online, be sure to hit us up on Twitter. Let us know your thoughts. I'm at AceBon. That's ACEBOHN. And we want to hear your thoughts on the game so far, so make sure you hit us up with those. Coming up your way, some highlights and then some second half action. Stay tuned for more. Kentucky for the second half of action here. We're going to have a lot of craziness going on the second half, especially if this tempo keeps up like it has been the first half. Just to recap a couple of the things that stood out to you, what were some of the stats, I guess, from that first half of action that really jumped out at you?
Well, we saw Timmy Bradshaw, again, a player who only averages 7 minutes, come in. He shoots 75% from the field, leads the team with 12 points right now, and even got 2 boards. And then we see Jordan Gilbert, who is the shortest person on the court, both teams, and he's leading us in rebounds right now. So I was talking about we needed someone to step up and take on the role that usually Lamb and Penny take on, and there's been people to step up to the plate, and that's what makes this team so special.
Exactly. They've really stepped up. They've made a difference here, and the other few numbers is there were 10 turnovers by IU Kokomo. I mean, it doesn't matter how many chances you get on the shots. If you're turning it over 10 times, you're shooting yourself on the foot. You're not getting a chance to make this game closer at all. And then the other thing that jumps out is just the free throw percentages. IU Kokomo got to the line 4 times and missed all of their 4 times, and then compare that with Asbury hitting 9 of 11. The free throws are really what's going to change the game for you down the stretch.
Kokomo just had some awful fouls. You foul Lamb in the deep corner over here for a 3-pointer. Then you foul Bradshaw in the deep corner towards the end of the shot clock for a 3-pointer. I mean, that's 6 free throws right there.
Exactly. If you're gonna make a foul, make sure it's gonna be someone that's not gonna be making the baskets on the other end of things. Well, as we mentioned, the leading scorer right now for the Asbury is Campbell, but on the other end of the court, Bradshaw for Asbury. On the other end of the court, it's Campbell. So we mentioned that he has speed. He's all over the court. He's getting his rebounds, like you mentioned before. It's really wonderful to see him going back and forth, especially with Smith out into the guarding of that position. I really am excited to see more of that battle as it progresses.
I expect to see Campbell and also number 12, Lawrence, step up. Lawrence has, I believe, drained 2 3-pointers in the first half. And if they leave him open, I'm sure he'll be able to drain some more.
Sure. So as we come out here, we've talked about the greatness of these teams. We talked about what they've done awesome and brilliant. Looking forward, what do you think the coaches told them at halftime to really improve upon going into the second half of action?
Well, I believe Coach Schaus, he's a big encourager. I believe he has encouraged his team, stay focused, keep pressing on. They have to come out with intensity here. They can't look at the scoreboard and allow that to affect their play. They need to come out like they are down and close this game out. Absolutely.
He is quite a positive enforcement, really good guy to want to play for. On the other end of things, I think just coming on for IUK that they need to keep up the pressure. They've done great when they forced Asbury to take shots from outside, but they've let them inside. They've let those cuts go through, and a lot of passing has taken this game in a different direction. I think the coach is just going to tell them, hey, we need to do better on that. We need to hit our free throws especially too. Open shot from the corner, hits off the front of the rim into the hands of Penny. Gonna clean up that one. Hand off to Gilbert. In the hands of Smith now. Checks his options. Lamb to Morgan. Penny in the corner, spin move along the baseline. Tough reverse layup, it goes in. Not something you're gonna see very often.
The sky is the limit for CJ Penny. I know when he was a senior in high school, he was actually in the running for Mr. Kentucky basketball, being recruited very highly, and a great steal for the Asbury Eagles.
Got to talk to him a few weeks ago about how he came to be here at Asbury, and it's very nice to see how open he is, that he doesn't think of this as a small program that he's just getting to play basketball. He thinks about the whole school experience and why it matters in general, and that's exactly what you want to hear. Little embarrassing miss, but thankfully Pierre's able to get his own rebound and put it back and do a little bit of redemption for that one. Lamb sees his opening. Pass around the perimeter. There are no runners going into the middle, and Penny says, fine, I'll take it on my own. Gets stuffed by 3 defenders. They collapse without a problem. Teeter goes far side to Campbell.
Smith with the charge. Huge play there. Again, Smith, he's great because every game he'll take on a new role. Sometimes we see Smith as a role player, getting boards, taking charges, being the energy for the team. And then we also see games where Smith just steps up to the plate and he is that it player for the Eagles. A great first half by him with 11 points.
Absolutely. Big props to him. He's definitely come out to play today. He has to be one of my favorites to watch. Morgan sees Penny down low and floats him one. Penny working on a double team, spins one way, then the other. Has a shot go off the backboard. He would have had the rebound if he wasn't complaining to the referee about what he thought went wrong, but instead it's in Kokomo's hands, taking it down the other direction. And there's 2 more points for them.
Clear frustration by Penny right now. Need to see him regroup because a lot of the Eagles look towards him. When you're a leader out on the court, your teammates look to you for your reactions, and we see him come back and have a positive response.
There it is, exactly what you were mentioning before, positive regrouping. It's a very common theme for the players on this team. Teeter tries a shot. Fakes the 3, runs inside along the baseline, puts up a light floater and doesn't get it to fall, but he's going to head to the line for 2.
Smith attempting to take another charge there, but I believe he was slightly inside of the circle.
Exactly, he had the position.
After the replay there.
Just got there a little late, it looks like. I guess that's up to the referee's discretion on a call like that. Free throw goes in and out. And second shot is no good either. Smith looks like he could have touched the top of the backboard as he went up for that rebound. Good pass to the outside, but unfortunately no basket for Gilbert on the shot. Smith on the defense. Gilbert went for the steal, no good. Lamb almost got a backwards interception before Penny just slaps that out of bounds. 17:07 on the left remaining here in the second half of action. 21 on the shot clock. Plenty of time to work with for Kokomo on the inbound. Campbell. Campbell pushes off in order to get an open space, and that one's going to go the other direction. Second foul on him, team 3rd.
Good call by the official there after reviewing the play.
Actually, those instant replays are absolutely invaluable. Thank you very much to the production crew for putting those together. Major props to them. Good move by Smith, kicks out. Deep 3, no good off the backboard. No one there to clean up duty except for Kokomo, and it's going to go with the Cougars. Teeter staring down Lamb, trying to find an opening. Morgan doing a charging defense around the outside. Penny goes for the block, unlucky. Pierre puts in 2 more from his own. Lamb, beautiful lay-in. He has just caught fire, like you mentioned, second half player, regrouping, coming out. Definitely has a fury inside of him right now. Smith almost had to block him. Instead, the rebound gets jostled out of bounds, and it's going to stay with the Cougars.
The Eagles are lucky that the Cougars are having trouble finishing these easy baskets.
Absolutely. They could be in a lot bigger trouble than they are right now. Cougars have had plenty of looks inside, just not able to capitalize on many of them. Just under 16 minutes remaining here in the second half of action. Another open shot underneath. Not exactly sure what's happening, but Pierre is just turning CJ Penny a little bit against his own strengths and finding it open underneath every single time. See, Penny is just anxious to go against him. CJ Penny picks up another foul, this time going for a rebound. You can see the ball slamming on the floor. He's getting a little frustrated, getting a little ticked off. It's harder to keep composure.
He has an opportunity here, though, to step up to the plate. Pierre is being allowed to get the ball way too easy. We need to apply more pressure from the guards so the entry pass is not as easy. It's not all on Penny here. The guards have to apply pressure to deflect that pass, and Penny's got to work his way around Pierre. He can't stand behind him.
Exactly. And another shot going in, this time by Pierre again. He is making his presence known all over the front part of this court. Spinning back pass by Lamb goes out off the front of the rim into the hands of Teeter, and he's just going to try coast-to-coast action. Tough angled shot, nowhere close to landing. Smith collects it, heads it to Penny, and alley-oop jam. Beautiful put down. CJ Penny with the assist, laid it out just in the perfect spot for Smith to grab it and go.
Great pass by Penny. One of the most selfless plays you can make in that moment. He could have easily taken and laid it in, but he gives it up to his teammate and allows him to have the glory.
That's what helps your chemistry in the locker room.
That's what makes the difference between a good team and a great team.
Absolutely. Just over 14 minutes remaining, 14:09 to be exact. Got a full shot clock to work with as Asbury sitting on a 52-39 advantage. Now you get a good replay look at that from a different angle, and wow, that was definitely put down with some authority. And with that, Smith's gonna take a breather. Penny picks it up and works it ahead for Lamb, who had it open, got his hand ripped away at the last second, just not able to put that layup all the way in. He's gonna go to the line for 2 shots.
Kyle Lamb had a big honor this week. He was named KIAC Player of the Week, which is the first Player of the Week award that the Eagles have seen this season because they've just been so even spread. You have 5 players on the court who can score, who can play defense. But he had a great week. I believe he averaged about 25 points this week.
He has done well, really come alive, and quick steal that time, put up and fully put away. Nice shot by Morgan with tough defense all around him. This team is definitely coming alive right now. As Campbell works his magic. Put on the inside, another tough lay-in, unable to get anywhere close. Campbell dishes over to the right side to Nupp, and as he tries to go in, we're gonna call a blocking foul on Jefferson. A little hard from here to see exactly what happened. Looked like he was late setting his feet, but we'll take another look for you. And he was just moving as he tried to set the pick, not really giving anyone a chance to make that happen. Quick catch, quick shot, and another 2 points from Pierre. He's sitting on 12 points. $13:20 remaining here in the second half as Morgan puts away another 2 to add to his total.
Morgan, another player who, you can say this for every guy out there right now, who is just able to take on multiple roles. He can be a scorer when he needs to be a scorer. He can be a defender when he needs to be a defender. And this is his first year seeing major minutes. Last year, he spent his time on the bench practicing with the team. And this year, he's been a huge leader for the Eagles.
I mean, you look at the roster that Asbury has right now, there are no seniors here. That means as good as they are right now, they're going to have more returning players next year, and it is a dangerous thing for any opposition going against them. CJ Penny just brings it up himself. Another long-distance shot from Morgan, unable to come down with the shot that time. Penny, good dive for the loose ball. He ends up knocking away the pass out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Cougars, though.
Penny was close to getting that steal. He actually leads the conference in steals.
That is unbelievable for someone that large. He has quick hands and quick shot out of his feet. It's very nice to see that kind of an action. Torian check back into the game.
We also see another neat thing to point out is that the Eagles, they've been undefeated at home. They have really protected their own territory, and that's something that's really important. You want to make the most of that when you're going into conference play here. But on the other hand, on the road, the Eagles have only shown a 1-5 record, which is something that they need to improve.
Exactly, yeah. Had the close call last week against Rio Grande, but they came out victorious and yet still undefeated on their home court. Exactly. This is a tough place to play. As you mentioned, when it gets to playoff time, it's going to make all the difference. Shot just holds onto the front of the rim, doesn't want to go either way, and instead just trickles out. Just under 12 minutes remaining here. Asbury still enjoying a 14-point cushion. Lamb on the defense forces him to the corner. Fadeaway. Torian takes over the rebound. Other direction, waits for traffic to meet up with him. Lamb Euro steps his way through and somehow gets it to fall, even despite the foul. All right, coming up right now, we got a special announcement here from Matt Winters. What do you got for us, man?
Well, Kylie, you just mentioned that the Eagles are 11-0 at home. I wanted to bring up a couple key facts about their next upcoming games here at home. They're going to be playing against IU East coming up here next. They are currently 18-6 on the season, so a very good challenge for the Eagles here at home. Also, the game following that is against Cincinnati Christian, and the last time they played Cincy Christian earlier this season at Cincy Christian, they lost 70-56. So the Eagles' home court streak is at jeopardy these next couple games, assuming they can hold out this game and continue on to 12-0. Back to you all.
Thanks, Matt. I appreciate that. It always is important to look ahead to see the rest of the schedule. And if you want to watch these games coming up here on the home court, you can always be sure to check us out at AsburyEagles.com, and you'll have plenty of announcings going on, and you can enjoy it and let us know your thoughts as well. Please feel free to hit us up at ACEBOHN. That's ACEBOHN. Quick traffic transition now. Lamb is taking care of the ball, giving it off to Torian. Has a choice in the corner, decides to throw it up a three, no good. Brought down and going the other direction by Calhoun. Campbell taking the handle, passes off this time to Lawrence. Three shot from the corner. Somehow that drops for Nupp. Nupp has come in spurts. He's been really quiet, but when he shows up, it is for a very good cause.
The Eagles with a comfortable lead right now, but just unable to close out this ball game.
Good tips on either side by Torian and also by Penny, but it's still not able to go in. Torian comes up with the rebound, dribbles out to midcourt.
Great battle there by Torian for the board, something you love to see in any player. Things that can't be taught.
Absolutely, great effort. Penny, nice little jump shot. Teardrop goes in. You know, they had that one turnover in the first half by not getting Noah ball over the half-court line in the 10 seconds, but since then they have had no trouble against the zone getting up court. Another shot, Calhoun inside. Wow, that was an impressive one-handed turnaround. Penny takes over at the top. Looks like he wants to be a point guard for a few minutes. Moving right. And a foul called away from the ball on Jefferson. Like just a scuffle when moving through traffic there. But regardless, it's going to turn the ball over, and Cougars are on top of it. Nice play over the top. Deep three for Teeter, no good. And a foul called on the end line. That one is also going to be against Jefferson. He's picked up 3 fouls in quick succession, one another, so he's going to find a spot on the bench as Tyler Smith comes back into the ballgame. Great effort underneath. Nupp is able to put in a deuce off the floor, and coming down the other direction now. Henderson over to Torian. Good move. Stutter step somehow doesn't travel despite all the movement along with. The ball still trickles out of bounds, and it's going to go to the Cougars.
The Eagles are trying to take advantage of the inside there, playing a 4-out, 1-in. They're trying to isolate the post, allow Smith to take it to the rim.
Exactly. When it works, it is beautiful, but there's a lot of times where it's just not going to get all the way around the perimeter. Just under 9 minutes remaining here. Asbury up by 12 now, 62-50. Shot from the corner, off target. Smith collects it, passes it ahead to Penny. Takes his time, sees the open man, and ends up just turning it over to the Cougars. Now Campbell's gonna make a pay, takes a stop jumper from the free throw line, no good. Tipped around, ends up in the hand of Morgan. Goes for a wild shot. Collected by Smith, brought back out, and just gonna have a quick breather with Henderson in charge.
As the point guard in moments like that, we need Henderson, although he is new and he is just now getting into the system, we need him to take over, call for the ball, set up an offense, and get this team on one page.
Absolutely. That was a brilliant shot there by Penny with the defense draped all over him, still able to get a little separation and put it home. Good cross-court passing there. Campbell finds the open Teeter in the corner, who knocks down another three-pointer. And here comes the first time out of this here second half. 7:55 remaining. Asbury's lead slimmed down to 9 points now, 64-53. So we've had a lot of action. It was fast, and then it was slow, and then it just picked up its pace again. You know, talked about a lot of the players that are on the floor right now. We're just going to take a second to look back at this three-pointer. He just got a very good separation. Teeter did in the corner from his man. You can see it coming out. But of all the players on the court, there's a few off the court that I've noticed that haven't really gotten any minutes yet, like Svensson. And that's one I'm wondering. He's normally been a spark plug the past few games, but he hasn't gotten very many minutes actually at all right now. I'm wondering if he's going to have any action this second half.
We've seen a couple players who usually see minutes that haven't touched the court tonight. But things have been working, but now we see the Eagles getting comfortable, getting a little sloppy with their passes, getting a little sloppy with their cuts. You've got to continuously throughout the game, you've got to realize that you have 7 minutes left in this game. You've got to make hard cuts. You've got to make clean passes. And if they're not willing to do that, then I'm sure we'll see some other players receive some minutes.
Absolutely. That's the benefit of having such a large bench, is you can make those decisions and not have to worry about it. Well, after that timeout, Asbury is going to have the inbound. Morgan to Henderson. Defense is lining up here. Henderson brings it up court, does a quick stutter step, passes off to Torian. Looks for space, spinning underneath, good shot, finds his way home.
Great move.
Absolutely, I'd love to claim some kind of athleticism like that, but I don't think I can be on the same court as him. Good cross-court pass to find the open man. Nupp looked like a jumper. It was actually a pass underneath. Calhoun puts it away. Henderson looking for an opening. Now Morgan, trademark Bright Sox. Looks like he was trying to spin, lost his balance. Lucky he's able to find someone. Lamb coming out of nowhere. Not able to come down with the basket. Ends up in the hand. Just 7 minutes right now, going down to the wire, and that one's going to go out actually off of Lamb's face. 6:57 remaining in the second half. 66-55 lead for Asbury.
We see Gilbert coming back onto the court, which I think is a great decision. He is literally a general on the court. He tells everybody where to be, and he is just epitomizes a great point guard.
It's like having an assistant coach on the floor with your guys. You don't have to worry about a thing.
And again, Gilbert fighting for the rebound there.
Exactly. He did a great job. A lot of effort by Calhoun. He actually put a lot of emphasis diving for that ball. It kind of made me nervous back here. Gilbert directing traffic again. Smith. Torian thinks about a three, decides. And that one's off the front of the rim. No good. Campbell surveys the floor. Calhoun trying to spin move. And Smith's going to get caught for the bump. That's his second foul and the team's seventh. So we're starting out here in bonus, 1-1 from here on out.
The Cougars need to identify that they are in bonus now and take advantage of that. The refs are calling this very tight. They're not allowing any hand checks. They need to take advantage of that and go to the rim every time. The Eagles, unfortunately, now have themselves in ball game, and they have to finish out this game. They're going to be very frustrated with themselves if they give this one away, just like Rio did last week to the Eagles.
Exactly. Hits them both. Great shots for him. Add 2 to his total. Calhoun up to 6 points on the day. Torian, he looks determined right now, like he wants to take this himself. Great passing around the perimeter. Morgan breaking down his man. Spins, tough shot off balance, not going anywhere near the rim, and that one's going to be a foul on his own rebound. Going the other direction, that's an 8th team foul. Like you just mentioned, foul trouble, you're going to give it up every single time.
There are good fouls, and then there are bad fouls. And that was an example of a bad foul. We see Campbell playing some great defense, staying straight up, making Morgan go through him. Morgan misses a layup out of frustration, goes for that, gets the foul. And now, once again, we see the Cougars at the free throw line.
He's done a great job. It's always good to see the excitement of the local fans as well. If you want to make it out to a game yourself and ask for Batman's autograph, please, by all means, check out AsburyEagles.com. Or if you think you're wearing a costume that is twice as good as that one, I'd love to see a picture of that. Hit me up on Twitter at AceBon, ACEBOHN. 6 minutes remaining here in the game. 9-point advantage back to Asbury, 66-57. CJ Penny trying to break down Calhoun underneath, ends up passing it out. 3 no good, collected by Lamb, foul away from the ball. Or brief injury timeout here. Try to see what happened here. CJ Penny looks like he just landed a little bit hard. Hopefully no long-term injuries there from that one.
I think he'll be all right. He's still out there playing.
He has recovered and gotten his wind back.
And Gilbert again with another huge 3. Seems to be his forte here lately.
Good shot. Once again from the outside, they're taking what the defense gives them. Driven down by Campbell. Making Lamb make the decision on which way he wants to direct him. Good cross-court dribble, finds a nice opening underneath. Somehow the ball does not drop through, though. Penny picks it up, tosses it ahead. Morgan, good save, making sure it doesn't go out of bounds.
Kokomo bench getting more enthusiastic as this game goes on, and they are hanging in there.
They are.
Battling back.
This is a very close game with just under 5 minutes remaining. Feels a lot closer than the scoreboard indicates. Lamb, great effort up and under, no good. Rebound in the hands of Pierre.
Oh, no.
There's Teeter.
See Lamb down at the end of the floor.
And that one's put away. Lamb on the far side of the court. He is very much in pain on the ground. Hard to see from that angle. See if we can get a different replay to see what happened there. But as of right now, a few people are checking out Lamb to see what's going on. So we have a slight break here in the action as the physicians check out Kyle Lamb. Just going to go over a few things from the first half so far. Right now, up to this point in the game, it looks like the free throw advantage definitely in Asbury's favor, 73% on their end of the floor. And meanwhile, Kokomo only at 22%. Quick check back over to Lamb. He's being helped off the side over to the bench area, but he's at least looking like he's all right for now. No word as of yet. We'll let you know as more progresses here.
Dead silent Jim right now.
Exactly. You can tell how much he meant to this team so far, especially with his points leader from inside and outside the arc. It's going to be a huge momentum changer possibly for this game, and hopefully he doesn't have to sit out anymore after this one. As we said before, we'll let you know more as it comes, but we hope he's doing all right for right now. The ball comes around the outside. Smith outside the arc, sees what's available, comes over to Penny on the left side.
Stay back, Mikey, stay back.
10 seconds left on the shot clock. Still having trouble getting in a decent scoring position. Morgan spinning inside the lane and puts it in off the glass, somehow able to make that one happen as the clock ticks down to 4 minutes remaining here in this second half of action. Campbell on ball, sees what's available to him, finds a streaking teeter outside the line, spins inside, fadeaway jumper off the glass, no good, tipped out to the three-point line. Lawrence, deep three ball, that one goes in.
Huge three by Lawrence, and we now see a single-digit game here.
9 points. This is the closest this game has been ever since halftime. 3 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. A lot of effort here being exerted. This tempo is kind of quiet and then spurts out at all at once. Penny, open, good shot. He's not going to miss that one very often. Ball kicked back to Campbell. A lot of movement now. Just off target with the pass. It goes out of bounds, and you can see the disappointment on Lawrence's face there. He was really hoping for an open three. Three minutes remaining here in this game. Just cleaning the ball off here in the corner. As you can tell, this is a very vocal coach, Jace Thompson here for the IU Kokomo. He's definitely put a lot of his heart and soul in this team, and it shows every single minute of the game. CJ Penny worked this ball down on his own. Got a full shot clock to burn off, and 2 minutes and 45 seconds left to go, so they're going to take as much time as they can.
No pressure. Come on.
Morgan just taking his time. Jefferson trying to set the pick. Morgan off target. Very tough shot. Ends up getting fouled on the way up, and this one is going to go to the free line for him for two. Aaron Nupp is going to be picking up his second foul of the ball game, and that's a 16 foul. And that first shot is good. Even though the teams are shooting about the same overall percentage-wise, 44-46, IU Kokomo has a large advantage of 42% of their 3 points made compared to Asbury's 30%. Definitely a big difference out there. Just 2 minutes and 26 seconds left to go here. Spin move on the inside, kicks back out to the three-point line. Still looking for that deep shot. And that's just a massive Asbury turnover right there. A rebound, they're collecting it and bringing it the other direction. Got a special guest with me here in the booth. Go ahead, say hello. You can be proud.
Hey guys, checking in for Kylie Gorby. Just stepped away for a moment.
Moving here on the left side, quick transition three, no good. Collected underneath by Jefferson, and he quickly gets clobbered by a whole collective of Cougars. That was way more alliteration than I expected that sentence to contain when I started it. Moving down the other side, now they're in the bonus, and it looks like it's going to be 1-1. 153 is all that's left between these two teams, especially with 13-point differential going into the free throws. First shot is no good, so it is in Teeter's hand going the other direction. Good diving stop that time by Gilbert, knocks it out of bounds. Whoa, quick slide on the ground there. Might need to tell what's going on. CJ Penny with this latest bucket coast to coast. Looks like that slide made Campbell a little gimpy on the ankle. He's not going to come out though. He's just going to play the last minute and a half of the game. Shot pass over the top. Hard to tell which one that was. Goes out of bounds. Eagles take over on this end of the floor. Coming through that first craziness was happening. That was still trying to figure out whether that was a pass or a shot, but either way, didn't come close to either one actually landing here, and Asbury is still enjoying their 77-62 lead right now, going into the last 121 of the game. It's been rather close, but honestly, this game came down to missed shots and turnovers. Turnovers. 15 for IU Kokomo. Asbury, on the other hand, only had 6. Still, I mean, if you keep it in single digits, you're going to do yourself a lot of favors. On the other end of the spectrum, you know, this is a young team, like we mentioned before. IU Kokomo, it's only their 4th year in existence being a basketball team and all those things in general, so they're going to have a lot of growing to do. Only 2 seniors on the roster, which means they have a lot of players coming back, and those are some good players especially. Jerome Campbell is only a junior. He'll be back next year to bring his speed and just field vision to this whole entire team. Underneath the hoop, Smith is going to be checking this one out. Quick inbound to Morgan, and a double team leaves him wanting to find out where to go with the ball. Somehow he makes it out. Unbelievable.
You wonder how Christian does some of those things sometimes.
Exactly, yeah. It's something that I just would love to be able to say I could do, but that would be an obvious lie. That's all right. Now, you've watched this game. You've watched these players so far. Is there something that really stood out to you for this second half especially?
Well, you're going to wonder how the Eagles go from here, and with Kyle Lamb going down pretty hard there, they're going to want to rebound from that somehow. But, I mean, they've got a good core group of players overall. I mean, 4 guys in double digits this season. But you just wonder what's up with Kyle and how he's going to go from here. They got a big game against IU East this Saturday. And right here at 4 o'clock, and that's a huge showdown for these for this Asbury team and that IU East team. So,
absolutely, you're very good at putting that into very succinct phraseology. I'm very impressed with that one.
Jefferson going to the line here, pretty good free throw shooter overall this season. And he makes that one there.
Done a great job for themselves. The free throws have been back and forth so far over the entire game. But Asbury has done at least 68%. That's good for a team average. On the other end of things, only 36% for IU. Definitely need to do themselves some more favors on that side of things. Just the final minute of the game. Nice try on that one. Going to be going back to CJ Penny on the inbound. 55 seconds remaining. Nice dancing defense for Calhoun on the inbound. Deep pass just completely into the arms of Campbell, waiting for it. Runs full speed down the other direction. 3 no good, but there is a foul. Gilbert. You know, you're up by 15. If you're going to foul someone from behind the three-point line, I guess you could do it then. It's not going to affect you too much, but still, it's just a mental mistake.
Yeah, not something that Coach Schaus wants to see this late in the game, especially as they're just trying to put this one away and get on to the next one. Gilbert with, you know, a little unhappy with the call there, but nonetheless, they're at the line shooting 3.
Right. Whatever gets you through the day, definitely. Lawrence hitting the second as well. And if you had your own commentary and you think we could do better and more amazing things, and if you just want to shout out, you can say that too. Hit us up at Acebohn, ACEBOHN on Twitter. I'd love to hear from you. The ball inbound, Teeter in the corner. 3, good pull-up jumper. Nice job, 44 seconds remaining.
And the IU Kokomo coach is going to call a full timeout and try to cut this lead down. You know, it's not out of the question to come back from 10 points down. Famous Maryland-Duke game, I don't know when it was, probably 10 years ago, but they were down 10 with less than a minute and they came back and won it. So he's trying to set something up like that.
Very nice, Josh. When it comes back to this, I mean, we mentioned earlier how good they're doing at home throughout the season. Definitely undefeated. Do you think they can finish out this regular season undefeated at home?
Well, they've got a huge test next Thursday night. I mean, save for Saturday even, against IU East, who's I believe ranked in the top 25 now. We're receiving votes, and that's going to be a huge game. But Cincinnati Christian, who was our only conference loss to this point in the season, they come in next Thursday night, a men-women doubleheader, and that's going to be a big test for us. We're going to need a big crowd out here. But it's not out of the question because this team has showed they can play with anybody. And I think they could possibly do it. I mean, they've won all the way back, I guess, beginning of this season, you know, 11-0, now hopefully going 12-0 at the end of this game. So it's not out of the question, but it's going to be very, very difficult. IU East is here. Cincinnati Christian is still here. And then Alice Lloyd, who is right there at the top of the conference standings as well. Everybody coming here still. So it's going to be interesting to see.
Exactly. Coming out of that timeout, quick foul is expected, and no problem because they got it in the hands of a very good free throw shooter, Christian Morgan. He's going to do a good job from that. Now, you mentioned the upcoming 3 home games here, after, well, 2 more after this one, especially in a row. And then they have 3 on the road, which is always hard to try to make the playoffs when you have such an on-the-road streak at the end of your season. But then they finish things up here against Alice Lloyd, as you mentioned, and that's pretty much some big sluggers right there, fighting over the division lead.
Yeah, those 3 on the road will be important too. I mean, I think we're 1-4 right now, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe 1-5 on the road. It's hard to play at other people's gyms. It's just you don't know the rims, you don't know the crowd, and it'll be interesting to see how they come out of those 3 games. If they come out 3-0, 2-1, hopefully not 1-2, but all 3 games are going to be tough. So they got a long stretch here to finish out the season, but hopefully they can stay atop the conference standings and just get the wins that they need to go into the conference and be a high seed so they can host some games and get that home court advantage that we want and we need and we're good at having.
Exactly. You mentioned that home court advantage is a very real thing, especially when you have to get off a bus. Your legs are all shaky from the hours of driving, and yeah, everything you can see right here.
And something that's new in the conference this year is that the conference tournament plays out at the higher seed all the way through, and in years past, even as much as last year, the Final Four was played at the same host, and Alice Lloyd had it last year. And if it had continued, it would have been here in the Luce Center because it goes as alphabetical order. But this year, it's going to play through the higher seed. So having that home court advantage is really important this year, especially.
Exactly. You see the quick reach-in foul on the restart that time. Just kind of the foul all the way through the end as both teams reach their double bonus quota here.
It's amazing. It's kind of amazing that Gilbert, that is only his 13th free throw all year. You know, he's a perimeter shooter mostly, but
yeah.
But you'd think he'd go to the line a little bit more than that.
Exactly, especially with the percentage in close games, especially like the one they had last week against Rio Grande. Well, quick restart. Teeter brings it all the way down from one end of the court to the other, being chased the whole time by Morgan and not able to convert. Ball is getting tossed around underneath. Smith comes up with the somehow in the midst of 3 red jerseys. Smith has it strapped to his body like a baby on Thanksgiving Day. That's beautiful. Did a good job. Asbury holding on to their 11-point lead, 82-71. Now 21 seconds is all that remains between them and a victory at home to add to their totals. Now, you're a big basketball guy. You've definitely played with some of the legends, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and all the others on NBA Jam. But if there's one player on the court that you think stands above the rest from this game in particular, who do you think that was tonight?
Well, I haven't looked at the stats, but Tyler Smith always brings a drive to the game and just an energy level. And I think he, again, he just he really brought an energy level. I mean, he threw that oop down with ease. Probably the first one I've seen since I've been here from our team, and it's a lot of fun watching him play. And a lot of the things go through him. He's our leading rebounder. He does a lot of things for us. So Tyler Smith, definitely does one. CJ, obviously, reigning KIC Player of the Year. He does a lot of stuff for us too, but.
He was energy, and definitely after that point, you see the final score, 84-73. Asbury done an extremely incredible job on this one. It was close up front, and then the longer the game went on, the more the space opened up, and they really earned a hard-fought victory after this one. Going to have a closing prayer here around center court, and after the customary handshake. And as we just kind of go through this one, just wanted to recap a few of the points here before we move on to the post game. It's 3-point shooting. That's how you live or die, but really when it comes to the end of the day, they were able to put down 9 of 21 IU Kokomo did at a 42%, and that just completely blanked 30% for Asbury. And those two numbers, they don't sound like being extremely different, but the real thing really comes down to it when you're missing those is when your changes happen.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. And, we don't live and die by the three. We have a lot of guys that can really cut into the lane and really hit those runners. And, again, just going back, think about it. Kyle Lamb does it all the time. Christian Morgan, he always he's always driving and doing weird things, but somehow gets them to fall. And we got C.J. Penny in there. So we don't necessarily live and die by it, but those games when we have a lot of threes fall down, those are good games for us. And, Timmy Bradshaw, again, we've seen him come in a few times this year and just light it up from beyond the arc. So good game all around for these guys. Looking forward to the game Saturday. And, again, hoping Kyle Lamb is okay. Absolutely.
You mentioned Bradshaw. He's been on this game. He's only had that 7 minutes a game throughout the rest of the season. And then he comes in tonight, scores a ton, and just makes the other team have to form a new game plan. And that's really what happened. It was kind of unbelievable.
Well, Coach Schaus only uses him in zone situations. When he can get Timmy free on the outside, he knows that Timmy's just going to lay one in every time. And he shoots very well from beyond the arc. So when you see the other team go to a zone, you can expect number 32 coming off the bench pretty quickly. And then every once in a while, he'll stay in a man-to-man.
Absolutely. Now we got a few words here from our sideline reporter, Matt, as well. He has a special guest that he wants to tell us more about.
I'm standing by here with Coach Schaus. Coach, you guys had 42 points in the paint and also 19 turnovers. What was was that a big part of your key coming into this game here today?
Well, anytime we can get it close to the basket and score, we're in good shape. I didn't think we were real sharp tonight, but anytime you can shoot it, that well, we shot above 50%, and I just thought we looked a little bit sloppy, but those nights like that, you make things happen. We had 3 games last week, and then this was our 4th in that amount of time. So it's a grind, but you gotta win games like this, and we do well at home. So I'm proud of the guys for pushing through it.
Now this team has been a very evenly balanced team. There's not very much been one player sticking out. You had 5 players in double digits tonight. How does that help make you all a better team when everyone contributes evenly?
Well, it's tough to focus on one guy. If they do a good job on CJ and they double him or they deny him the ball, we got other guys from the outside that can hit shots. If they try to shut them down one-on-one, it's hard to guard CJ. So, throwing it down in the paint, letting him work a little bit is good for us as well.
You guys are now 12-0. Best of luck in the next couple games. You got IU East coming up and Cincy Christian as well here at home. Best of luck to you, Coach.
Thank you.
Send it back to you, Aaron.
Thanks so much, Matt. I appreciate that one. It was definitely a pleasure to call this game, to be front row seat. There's a lot of intensity, a lot of speed, both ends of the court. Special thanks to Kylie Gorby for starting off the game, and thanks to you as well, Matt, for jumping in. I appreciate it. Your skills are always noted and appreciated. And congratulations to CJ Penny getting his special honor tonight of 1,000 points here at Asbury University. So if you want to recap that moment, relive the rest of this game, be sure to check us out, AsburyEagles.com. And stay tuned because we have a few more highlights coming your way. Thanks for joining us. I'm Aaron Bond. Have a great night.